But I didn't plan this.
Okay,
I'm not saying that he's lying. I'm just saying it doesn't take a forensic FBI body language specialist to tell that he's more confident when he says number one.
We didn't find those. We didn't find those violations, and they weren't reported.
Versus number two.
Keep getting
Well, now it should be obvious. Joey Rogan is nothing but a liberal shill controlled by the corporations. That was a comment that was left under a YouTube video of his when he interviewed Jack Dorsey, who's the founder and the CEO of Twitter. The dude's like 40 years old. He's a billionaire. He shows up to the interview looking like Tom Hanks from Castaway. He's like in an experimentation phase. He's got a nose ring and a big homeless man's beard. It's unbelievable. But this video has the lowest like rate of any of Rogan's videos by a long way. It's something like 15% of people gave it a thumbs up versus a thumbs down, which is very rare because Rogan's fans are pretty passionate. And what they're blaming him for is giving this guy softball questions, easy layup questions, not putting his feet to the fire, because Rogan is known to be very passionate about free speech. And Jack Dorsey and Twitter has always been on the hook for kind of silencing and removing tweets and kicking people off who have more of a conservative slant, because Twitter is thought of to be a bit more liberal. So that's the thing. So everyone's mad about Rogan. So in this video, it's 2 hours. I'm gonna break it down into a few very short clips, which I think are very telling. And we're gonna look and see, was Rogan really trying to softball? Because there's a few tells that he did that we're gonna break down, and I'm gonna give you my perspective. Now, before we jump in, I do wanna tell you, I don't think Rogan gets enough credit for being the type of conversationalist that he is and being able to converse with such a variety of people with different stances and different viewpoints and different beliefs, oftentimes other than his own. When he sat down with Elon Musk, did you see that? I'm telling you, if Rogan wasn't such a pro, that interview could have gone so terribly wrong, because the first 45 minutes, Musk was just sitting there like an AI robot. Yes, and Rogan's so cool and natural, he's able to draw him out, and maybe the green at the end helped a little bit. But I want to say, Rogan has a tough job talking to so many people. He puts out interviews and podcasts every single week. It's not easy to do. But I do think in this video, he has one thing specifically that's a tell that shows kind of what side he's on specifically in this interview when dealing with Dorsey. So let's look at this first thing and start breaking it down.
I didn't plan this. So now all of a sudden, there's this signal that I'm sending out to millions and millions of people, and then people are like, well, you have a responsibility. I'm like, oh, great. Well, I didn't want that. I didn't want a responsibility to what I distribute. I just wanted to be able to have a freak show.
See, I think that that's very true. I think that everything Rogan said right there is true, but I find it interesting, and you make up your own mind on this, that he took the time to explain that on this specific interview, which is the first time that he really tones down the questions. Like, did he know he was going to get a bit of pushback? And so he wanted to preface this whole thing by bringing that up. Like, I never wanted the limelight. I never wanted to be somebody who decides who gets to talk and who doesn't get to talk. I just wanted to talk to interesting people. Although I think it's true, I just find it interesting that he brought it up on this very specific interview where he softballs the questions.
Just talk to people, like whatever, like there's certain people that I'll have on, whether it's Alex Jones or anyone that's controversial, where people will get mad. Why are you giving this person a platform? I go, okay, I didn't think about it that way.
And I think that's one of the things that Rogan does really well is he is open-minded. Like if he has his mind made up on a subject, he takes one side. I've seen him change his mind many times when he's presented with new information. I think that's the way that people should be. And I think he does look at it from an open-minded perspective. When he hears dissenting information, he wants to hear it. He doesn't want to just prove himself that he's right. So I agree with that.
There was one of the things. And then there's the discussion like, well, what is that? What is removing someone from the public conversation? If someone is very popular and they have all these people that like to listen to them, like what is the responsibility of these platforms, whether it's YouTube or Twitter or anyone? Like, what is their responsibility to decide whether or not someone should or shouldn't be able to speak? And this is a thing that I've been struggling with, and I bounce around inside my own head, and I see that you guys struggle with it, and pretty much everyone does. YouTube does, and it's
now he's going in. This is the big thing. This is something he's clearly planned ahead. He's going to bring up a question about Alex Jones and about censorship. So watch how he does this.
It is a a hugely significant discussion that is left to a very, relatively small amount of people. And this is why this discussion of what is social media, is it something that everybody has a right to? Or is it something that should be restricted to only people that are willing to behave and carry themselves in a certain way?
So you see how he kind of leads into it. He couches it. He doesn't go straight to Alex Jones. He's like, is it something that should be available, like a commodity to everybody, to give Dorsey a chance to respond?
I believe something that everyone has a right to.
Everyone has a right to. But you still ban people. Like Alex Jones. You guys were the last guys to keep Alex Jones on the platform. You were the last ones.
All right. That is one of the most important things in this whole interview. So he starts out by saying he knew that he was going to say that everybody deserves a voice. And then he steps in and says, yeah, but you guys ban people. Okay, let's go back and watch that.
Has a right to, but you still ban people.
Okay, so there, a lay listener may think, oh yeah, but he brought up that they ban people, right? He's holding his feet to the fire. But before he even gives Dorsey a chance to respond, he's backing off the statement twice by going right into defending Twitter by saying, yeah, but you guys were the last ones. You guys kept him on the longest, right? Everyone else kicked him off, but you guys didn't, right? You kept him along. So I just find it interesting that he so wanted to couch that and soften the blow and back off that he didn't even let Dorsey respond before he backed off this twice. Listen what he does right now.
Like Alex Jones. You guys were the last guys to keep Alex Jones on the platform. You were the last ones.
Watch that whole thing together.
Everyone has a right to, but you still ban people. Like Alex Jones. You guys were the last guys to keep Alex Jones on the platform. You were the last ones.
Yeah.
And I believe you hung in there until he started harassing you personally, right?
No. He did not.
He came to your house. He banged.
No.
And that's just a great example of Rogan just being a pro, just trying to lighten it up. And this Dorsey guy, you can tell he's got kind of a pretty serious, non-jovial demeanor. So anytime you can lighten the conversation, Rogan does it. He's a pro at that.
He did very different things on our platform versus the others.
Okay.
Okay, now that's the other thing. That's number 2 of 2. That reminds me, Rogan was just going to agree, like it was just some mind-bending point that he made with whatever he said. Listen to how exaggerated that is. Oh, because if Dorsey would have said some new information that was like actually really interesting, it's one thing. But it reminds me, here, watch Rogan real quick. Listen to Rogan.
Form versus the others.
Okay.
So
it reminds me of like when a girl has a crush on a guy and she just laughs at everything way too hard, or like there's just somebody just inappropriately is laughing way too hard. That's what this whole situation reminds me of. Listen to that again. Let me know what you think.
He did very different things on our platform versus the others.
Okay.
So we
how does that strike you? Let me know in the comments. That's the one thing I want you to comment on below, because I'm sure there'll be no other comments at all. But let me know what you think of that reaction from Rogan. You think that was like an honest thing, or do you think that he was really trying to? Because he's really, when you exaggerate something like that, it just gives confidence and it gives authority and it gives I guess, validation to what the person is saying, right? It's an easy crowd. Rogan's like, oh, it all makes sense now. Or is it just an honest reaction? What do you think?
And what he did on our platform.
So what did he do on your platform that was like, that you all were in agreement that this is enough?
I'm not sure what the actual,
Okay. That right there is the most fishy thing of this whole 2-hour interview. So he clearly is very, very involved in Twitter. He's not like some guy who started it and now just lays on the beach all day. He's very involved. He says he doesn't know exactly what Alex Jones did to get kicked off. Do you know how many emergency meetings Twitter probably had before they kicked him off to talk about that stuff? So either you can believe one of two things. Either he really didn't know and is just completely detached from the company, or he didn't want to get into it and he didn't want to talk about it. And one of the biggest complaints that you'll see about this interview was they said that Rogan or someone on his team was taking comments down. And there was a guy named Mark Dice that left a comment that had like 1,000 upvotes. And the comment was kind of mysteriously deleted. And Rogan actually responded on a Facebook and Instagram post that said they don't delete comments. And I want to believe that. And I don't think Rogan seems like the kind of guy who's going to completely lie about something like that. But it is strange, and it makes you wonder who deleted it. Rogan supposed that maybe the algorithm just made it really hard to find. I mean, there are probably tens of thousands of comments at this point. Maybe it just buried it deep, but you'd wonder when it has 1,000 upvotes, I think that was the highest number of upvotes of any comment, that it would not only remain up high, but definitely remain visible. And this was Mark Dice's comment that is in question. What his comment said was, why was Alex Jones banned? Jack, I don't know. And then his comment was bull crap. He was banned for telling off CNN's Oliver Dorsey at the Jack Dorsey hearing for lobbying all the social media companies to get him banned. And so then Twitter banned him for harassing a journalist who was working in the capacity of a journalist at the time on public property while he was covering an event about social media, thus confirming everything Alex Jones was saying about social media censorship. So this is kind of a big thing for him to say that he has no idea what's going on. One of these two things is true. Either he doesn't know or he just didn't want to talk about it, because drilling into this, if this is really the case, you can see why he would be hesitant about it. I'm not making a stance on whether I think one of those things is true or not, but it's definitely something fishy that I think should be looked into.
Violations were, but we have a set number of actions, and if they keep getting, if an account,
you see how he makes no eye contact when he says all this either? I mean, is that a very confident delivery? I don't even know. I'm still rewinding. He still hasn't looked up.
We have a set number of actions, and if they keep getting, if an account keeps,
he doesn't seem that confident right now,
keeps violating terms of service, ultimately it leads to permanent suspension. And when all the other platforms were taking him off, we didn't find those. We didn't find those violations, and they weren't reported. But
so you see right there, when he goes back to saying, when he talks about why they didn't take Alex Jones off, look at him. All of a sudden, he's got strong body language. Listen to his tonality and his delivery and see how it changes. Does he seem a lot more confident saying that?
We're taking him off. We didn't find those. We didn't find those violations, and they weren't reported. But
how different does that look from this?
And if they keep getting, does
that seem a little bit different to you? It doesn't take an FBI forensic body language expert to pick that out.
An account keeps violating terms of service, ultimately it leads to permanent suspension. And
so one of the reasons Joe Rogan is so good at this is he got his start with stand-up comedy. And when you're a stand-up comedian, you got to deal with drunk hecklers, belligerent people talking trash to you, talking down to you with the only intention to make you look bad, right? Because it makes them look good. And a lot of you know I've been working on a program which is a solution to people who get talked down to, right? Most people do, whether it's your family and friends or someone at work that always wants to make you look bad and make them look good. I'm working on this program, but I wanted to say, if you live in Texas, I've actually decided to go through this program live in Dallas, Texas with a small group of people. I'm going to be working one-on-one with everybody and present the entire content. If that's something that sounds interesting to you, if you look at the calendar right now and it's before the 15th of February, you still got a chance to come. If you're watching this video after that, then I'll change that card up in the right corner with the actual link to the program. But if you're interested in coming on by to Dallas, you can click on that card right now. You give me your email address and I'll give you more information about what that looks like. And if it's after that, or if you live outside of Texas and you're interested in checking out that program, you don't want old Billy Bob coming up to you every day in the hallway saying his dumb comments and you don't have anything to say back. I want to teach you how you can say something so quick-witted and so funny and so high status, it actually makes you look better than if the other person hadn't said anything to you at all. Think about that dynamic. When you're out, you're not only not scared of people talking trash to you, you kind of hope they will, because you know you're going to end up looking better than if you hadn't. And if you like this kind of content, join me on Instagram. It's easy to do and it's free. I'm putting out a lot of content on there, a lot of behind the scenes stuff that you won't get on YouTube. And speaking of behind the scenes, if you haven't heard this story, I was out on a first date in Dallas and there was this guy, this shorter guy, who started trying to make fun of me right in front of my date at the bar while I was ordering drinks. If you want to hear the story, have me walk you through that and how I handled it, you can click right here and I'll talk to you there. I'm going to tell you a story. 2 days ago, I was out on a date and there was a guy at a bar who kind of was talking down to me a little bit. And